Welcome back, dear friends. Today we have a very special guest with us, and actually I think I'm gonna like her a lot. Well, I already like her. Could you introduce yourself to our dear audience?
Okay, thanks for having me, Rtag and Hassan. Thank you so much. I'm Huda. I'm a daughter and a wife and a mom, and I work as a consultant family physician at the Ministry of Health.
So what inspired you to become a writer?
Well, I love reading since I was young, but later on, because my father also is a journalist, used to be a journalist, and somehow I found out that writing is like a sort of ventilation. Like when I'm angry, when I'm happy, when I come across some events, I love to write. So when I was 14 or 15 years of age, I used to write for the newspaper some complaints regarding school. And it was so funny, and they used to publish it. Later on, actually, I stopped writing because of my, my career, and then I got married and all this. But after I had a child with special needs, his name is Faris, and he's autistic. I went through very tough times raising him. Maybe if you are aware of autism needs a lot of effort and time to just take care of such a special child to make him improve. So after he became better and my life has become, I would say, it has settled and my children grew up, I found out there are mothers who are in need with newly, of course, diagnosed children with autism who are in need to know about autism and my journey. And so I started writing in Instagram. It's like I used social media just to write about my son. I realized later on that from all over the world, there are a lot of mothers exactly like me. They are in need of support. They want someone to guide them and to help them how to deal with such a child. So I decided to write my diary. It's like a diary. And starting from the first day, I knew that my son is special, about his disability, until the time he grew up, and now he is 27 years old. So I started writing, posting in Instagram, and then I had some good amount of stories. So I published them in a book that was released in this book fair for this year. And I called this book, I named it 56. It has all the stories real stories of me while raising my autistic son.
Well, how to be successful in your career and to be able to be creative and a creative person, of course.
Well, as I told you maybe in the last episode, that you need to manage your time because you have a day of 24 hours. You should utilize those 24 hours in a good way. So you will have to divide them and then put your priorities. I always believe that you always have time for hobbies. You always have time for yourself. You always have time to do the things that you really like, no matter what life is. As long as you have your health, you have your education, you live in a secured kind of environment, then you will definitely have time to do everything you want.
Well, do you read a lot?
A lot. I love reading. Yeah.
Well, who is your favorite famous writer?
I don't have a famous writer. Well, I just read whatever I like. Some of the books with good reviews. And the latest novel I read was an Arabic novel for Buthain al-Isa. That was, it's about 400 pages, but I really like it. And that was my latest. Besides my book, the one I just authored, I read it as well. I read it over and over again.
So we're going to take a short break and we hope to see you guys in a bit, but don't go away, so pause.
Welcome back, dear friends. And now we're going to ask some more amazing questions so we can know more about our doctor here. Well, do you own a lot of books? Like how much?
I can't count them. I have a lot of books because it's not only my books, it's also my children's books because they also love reading. So we have a huge library, and also my husband, he has his own books. So every time in the book fair, we buy books and then just we put them all together. So I can tell you that we have a good number of books.
Good.
Well, who is your biggest supporter?
My parents, my late parents, the beginning, and then my husband, my siblings, and now my children, because they became adults, they also support me.
Well, was it easy to write and publish a book?
First of all, maybe it's not easy because you should have an objective, an aim. Why do you want to write a book? What do you want people to know? What do you want people to learn? So you should have whatever. You have a story, you have something to tell, and then you should be able to write. Because like for me, I write in classic Arabic, al-Fusha. You should be good in writing. And then you might also seek help, so someone to help you out if you have an idea. Because I know some writers, they have the idea, but they don't know how to write, so they seek help. But at the end of the day, if you want to issue a book, this book should have an idea. You should have an aim why you want to publish a book. Because the book stays. It's like a legacy. It's a legacy for you. So this book will stay forever. So you want something that will help people learn something, and this is will also will be added to your own benefit.
Well, how do you manage your time between work and your multiple hobbies?
Talking about the 24 hours a day, how to divide them, find time for yourself, find time for, and then you have to set up your priorities. So it depends. It's different from day to day basis. Sometimes you are free, you have all the time to do everything you want. Sometimes you get a lot of appointments plus hectic working hours, so you can postpone whatever you want. But at the end of the day, time management is the key.
Do you have any advice to give to our viewers?
Hobbies will help you live a better life, a healthier life. Do not postpone any hobby. Do not neglect any hobby you love. You always try to learn new things as well. So I think this is the best thing that any human should do.
Well, who inspired you to write your books?
As for me, as a doctor, I come across every day real stories. Like if you watch reality TV, I come across this every day. Some of the stories really touches me. I learned a lot from life, from my patients. Plus, having my autistic child, it changed a lot in me. And coming across while I was dealing with his disability, and for me it was a huge challenge, a new thing to learn. So I came across a lot of people who taught me new things that this is by itself can be written as a story. So this is my work, my family, and having my autistic child is mainly the inspiration for any story I wrote. Especially the book I've issued, it has 3 chapters. First chapter is about my autistic son. The second chapter is about my family. And the third chapter is about my career, things I learned and the stories I came across in my career.
Well, friends, that was our episode for today. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye.